On the Upside Down of the World, a play by Arthur Meek, based on Our Māoris, the memoirs of Mary Ann Martin, performed by Laurel Devenie. Introduction by Arthur Meek, read to you by Mark Ingram. The script in your hand represents several significant departures. I've always felt that a play is published through its performance, but a literal departure has now spurred this literary one. The show is now venturing out into the world beyond New Zealand's shores, so making the text available provides some useful context and reference. Pākehā was a term coined by Māori to describe the non-Māori of the early contact period, most of whom were British. Since then, the word has endured negative connotations, but my perception of it is inspired by the historian and writer Michael King, whose book Being Pākehā appropriates the term to mean white native. We are not the first people of the land, but we are inextricably of the land. Our manners, culture, outlook, and expectations are inconceivable in any other context. This is not to reject or dissociate from our forebears, British or otherwise. Their values are also integral to Pākehā identity, but by coming into contact with New Zealand, they have been alloyed into something new. Pākehā is the means by which I describe myself and my relationship to the place I grew up, and the play traces Mary's journey to becoming Pākehā. In her life in New Zealand, Mary is forced to engage in a delicate synthesis of the best of old and new, and she's rewarded for her efforts. Her life becomes measurably better, and she achieves infinitely more than she could have if she'd stayed at home. In fact, she becomes a completely new breed of person. Mary's experience of becoming Pākehā also reflects the archetypical experience of immigration from a counterintuitive point of view, that of a white English speaker. By stripping an immigrant of the racial, linguistic, and cultural differences that most obviously separate her from an English language audience, her story helps us to empathize more easily with the people who turn up on our doorstep from overseas. Mary's story also offers a response to some of the pervasive perceptions about immigrants, namely that they expect to enjoy all the benefits of their new environment while maintaining all their old practices and values. I think, in the first instance, this misunderstanding stems from the fundamental difference in mindset between people who can't or won't stay at home and people who can't or won't leave. Anyone who arrives, as Mary does, with a naive plan to lay a template of the old country on top of the new is quickly disabused of the idea. The moment you arrive, it becomes patently clear to all but the dimmest and most stubborn that this isn't going to get you very far. From that moment on, if you want to survive, you...
Sample complete. Ready to continue?